Hello, it is me, I'm alive. I totally did not end stream and restart it because I had it on the wrong thing. Totally didn't. That was not me. That wasn't me. I claim innocence. But anyway, surprise! I'm alive. I finally have this glorious thing known as the internet. I've been without it for for like 2 fucking weeks now. It's been horrendous. Holy shit. Well, 2 weeks at my dorm. I've had a few streams last weekend when it was still loud, but holy fuck. That was annoying. Things are finally back. Congrats on resurrecting. Yeah, dude. It's. I'm alive. I'm kicking. By the way, welcome, Dunce, Surfeni, Sarah. I see you there staring at me, you little shit, and Maxter for being here. I do, in fact, appreciate it. Contrary to popular belief, but I do, in fact, appreciate people being here. But yeah, I'm finally in my dorm, and I don't have to go back to my parents, which is amazing because I don't want to go back right now. I'm currently pouring some water for myself because I forgot to set it up because I know one of you motherfuckers is gonna like after I hydrate with Demon. I want water so I don't have to like get up. I'm a lazy piece of shit. So I told the story already partially, but I won't be there for long. I'm about to sleep. Well, you know, just don't be British and then you won't have to sleep. Forehead and hydrate. See that? I called it. There you go. So, I'm still not over it. Internet came back yesterday, last night, but I didn't want to like stream yesterday because I had shit I had to do for today. Hong Kong comes to YouTube. Fuck you. That's not my intro. I had some assignments and shit that we do today for my classes because of course they were. You know, if all these come back, it would be the day I actually have to fucking do shit. That was fun. But now I'm free for the weekend. I can just non-stop do shit. Unless I want to not be lazy. Ah, shit, I actually might have a test Monday. Oops. Right, sorry, your interest is content. Fuck you. So, the internet wasn't just out. It wasn't just like, oh, you know, internet outage, shit happens. No. If you haven't heard, my entire college got fucking ransomware out the ass. So it wasn't just that was down. There was the website was taken down. The fucking website we used to submit assignments and shit like that all online was taken down. Fuck you, Grimber. That is not my intro. Eat my dick. There was something else that was down. The email that we have associated with our college was all down. Nothing was working. It was awful. I only found this out about this like the Saturday before I came back and actually realized how bad it was. I mean, you'll have to ask that politely, and I guess we'll have to do it. Grimper, I'm gonna throw you off the bridge. But yeah, all that shit was down, and I thought, you know, oh, it's no big deal. I have unlimited. My family has an unlimited data plan, and I'm still on it, so I'll be okay. So, I of course wasn't actually thinking I was gonna be able to stream on that shit. Like, it's something, but it's still dog shit. So it's not gonna be able to do anything really. So the first day I'm back, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like, cause it was a Sunday. I was like, oh, they're doing maintenance or something. So I was like, hey, I'll just like be in a Discord call with some friends and be like dicking around, you know, having fun and shit like that. And then I get a notification on my phone that, oh, your monthly hotspot is about to run out. It'll be 6 on the 6th of March. I'm like, huh? And then from that day forward, the data, I think it was throttled. So everything was excessively slow and I wanted to fucking shoot myself. It was horrendous. Like, I'm a very big internet kid. That's where like a lot of my entertainment's from. So basically having that ripped away was annoying as fuck. Like I know we zoomers like do a lot of shit with that, but you know, it's something I like to have. Because I don't even just like connecting with like y'all or my friends online, shit like that. I have that's like the only way I can really connect to a lot of my IRL friends too. Like, I have a lot of friends all over wherever right now, and that's the only way we can really like interact. So having that like ripped away was kind of hard, you know. It was a little mean, but that was something. So slowly things started going back. First was like the website in the email, which okay, like, the email was like not surprising because it's run by fucking Google, you know. Google's not gonna get fucked, but so they brought everything back up with the website and the fucking email. I'm like, cool, that's the two most really useless things, because we need fucking internet to actually do shit, and fucking the assignment site to actually like submit shit, because it was such a big deal. I had 2 tests pushed completely back that I still haven't done yet, because just because the internet's backed up, that site is still down. So I don't even know when those I'm gonna be able to take them. I had to take those last week on like a Monday and a Tuesday respectively. Actually no, it was a Monday and a Sunday because it was an online one. I forget. So that was a mess. Fucking I'm trying to think. Because of the way the site works, like you can, depending on the class, you wouldn't even be able to take like in-person exams, which was the case for my chem class. I had a chem test Monday. It was going to be in person. You come in, you take the sucker. But because of the fact that all the like notes and everything and slides or whatever we had was like bonus material that we would usually have access to was now gone. He was like, okay, I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm gonna push it back for next week because that's when it should be back. It was not back, so it was just like endlessly kept being pushed back. Everything went to hell, man. It was actually being treated like, I don't know, like a hurricane in some ways, where it was like shit keeps getting pushed back. You know, you're gonna have to like adjust and everything, you know, etc. Because we actually have to go to fucking class. It's like all the perks of having school be out without school actually being out, you know? It's awful. But yeah, it's all back. I'm ever grateful for it because I can actually do shit and actually have fun. But I'm happy it's over. Hopefully, the fucking website to actually turn in assignments and look at shit is back like very soon, but I think we can manage without that by itself, at least for a bit. There are still certain things like I'm not able to really I have no way to check like how much money I have left on my meal plan, which is an issue because like we have a fast food court in like the cafeteria area. The internet is alive, I know, right? It's great. We have a fast food court in like the cafeteria area, and the way the meal plan works is that you get like a set amount of allowance on your student ID, and because you pay like part of tuition for your meal plan, it's like, oh, you get like, let's say like $400 per semester to spend on those areas. Well, you have no way to check how much balance you have, and they have no way to really charge you at the moment. So they're just like, okay, they have a way to charge you, but it's like the account itself cannot be charged. So it's like backlogged, where they're just waiting to charge you. So like eventually, once it's like completely the system's back up, I'm gonna get like a more billion like charges on my like food account because I still eat out and shit like that. It's gonna be great. It's not gonna affect me or anything, but like assumably, because it's been semester. No, I haven't blown like all the money, but if I did, I would have been kind of fucked. Because then they would just like directly charge me, but like you owe us now. I'm like, damn. Yeah, it's crazy shit. So, but now I can at least do this. Get some form of stability. Like I didn't want to come back to my parents' house this weekend just to stream again, so I'm very happy to be back here. I'm trying to think what else. I had to do some other shit for my class. Oh yeah, fucking wisdom teeth. So before that at all, I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out. I already talked about this somewhat, but in case you weren't here, like 3 weeks ago now, or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember exactly. I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I took a break because hey, you can't really stream when your mouth's like, just, like shut. I was loopy as fuck. I'm basically mostly recovered at this point. Like, I'm like mostly healed. There's still some things I need to do still. Like, I still need to like rinse my mouth out with some like mouthwash they gave me. I got a fucking syringe thing that like squirts water that I'm used to squirt water like out my holes because food gets trapped there because you're gonna eat because you have to eat and shit gets trapped there. Huh? What? They took out my teeth. They needed a hole somewhere. And no, I dunce. You're delusional. I'll talk about my wisdom teeth. They cut open a hole there and extracted something. This is not me sticking something up my butt. What are you on? What are you smoking? Crack? It's crack, isn't it? You Brits always love crack. No, but I have it's squirting water out of holes. I got a last Friday? No, 2 Fridays ago. I went to my dentist, my oral surgeon, not my dentist, and he gave me a plastic syringe that squirts water into like a crevice where my wisdom teeth were taking out. It's supposed to heal, and food gets trapped there, and it like prevents healing, shit like that. Why would you go to the dentist for antibiotics? No. I didn't get one. I don't own one. I don't need one. Why do I need to clean out my asshole? I don't think it's necessary. I'm just saying. I feel like that's going a bit too far. Oh, you got the syringe from that. Just squirt it into my mouth. Water. To get food particles out from where it's trapped, where they're not supposed to be. It's very, very helpful, actually. Because, like, there were some things that weren't necessarily healing quickly because there was shit there. Sure, man. I'm gonna nuke Britain. I hope you know. I've hacked into the mainframe of the United States government, and I'm inputting the nuclear launch codes right now. Yeah, water. No, that's hate speech. Shut up. It's not hate speech. I love you. I mean, I hate you. Fuck. I didn't mean like that. No, don't question it. Don't question it. Don't question it. Don't question it. Lady is there. Who? I don't know. I don't respect any Brits. Give me a Brit that I actually respect. Fanboy ants. Well. See, Nightbot got my back. You know what else is... I did notice something else that I've been going into lately. I've been really... I don't know why. I've been going back to my video game music phase. Every once in a while, I get like... I start binging music from games that I really, really like. What trigger Nightbot? Femboy. If you type that word, it will yell at you. Because I made it that way because Nightbot is based, and I have all ranking power over it. See? It works. It works for Benny. I want to add more commands and stuff, but I'm too lazy to look up some of the funner ones. I might have to ask some people about that later, just for some common ones, just for people to dick around with if they want to do some stuff. Simple shit. I have the opportunity to get creative, but I have no brain power to make myself like actually do things because I'm a lazy piece of shit. Fun stuff. Yeah, back to the music thing. I've been listening to a lot of video game music, mainly because who would have thought that I love this? I've been listening to a lot of the Fire Emblem music because I love some of the previous games soundtracks, especially some of the Val's music. Bar's music, oh, it hits so hard. I listen to DMC5 music because some of those songs are really, really good. I wanted to listen to this one is weird. I like some of the COD Zombie soundtrack from Call of Duty Black Ops because that's childhood and I love that music. Dude, if I get hit with a wave of like shit from nostalgia, I can jam, or just shit that I think was hype as fuck. Cause I'm not really a classical music kind of person that much, but you hit me with a boss soundtrack that's like full orchestral, and there's like someone like it not always has to be, but someone's like there's almost always someone like singing Latin, or like it's an entire choir. That's when you know shit's about to go down. That's when you know it's like the final battle. Like that's hype. Like everyone just like eye beams to that shit. Like it's good. That's why there's memes about like boss themes and shit. You know, it legitimately happens. It's hilarious. And then the other ones I mentioned before, they're not really orchestral, but I just like the music. By the way, before I sleep, I'm just letting you know that I'm gonna put a clip on Twitter for the Vtubers. By all means, let them come. I'll fight them one by one with my fist. You see, I'm all for equal rights, so I would punch a woman just as much as I would punch a man, because I believe equal rights, equal fights. These C's are rated E for everyone. Let them. No, that's not what I meant, Dunce. Fuck you. And you see, the glory thing is that you think, you know, because I'm a man, I would be strong. Wrong. I am a skinny little bitch, so it would not hurt a fly, but I would hit him just as hard. Would it hurt? No. But the intent is there, and that's all that matters. Don't share that one with Twitter. I don't want to be canceled in a heartbeat. What else is going on? Oh, I had to give a speech the other day for one of my classes. Communications. Who would have thought you would have to give speeches in a speech class? Words. I was talking mainly about my experience growing up with games, which was kind of an interesting thing if you think about it. Because a lot of times some people can really like remember like their starting point, you know, where they got like a shiny new console from like their parents or that they saw on TV or whatever, and they had like started with that. No, I don't remember where I started because my older siblings had the console, and I don't know how long since they had it. It was literally before I actually started remembering things. I just remember playing on it. I don't remember getting it. I just know I played it and I had fun with it. And that was the original PlayStation 2. I say original. That doesn't make any sense. It was the PlayStation 2. There's like a more billion PlayStation 2 variants. I'm not gonna say the original. I don't know if it was the original or not. But I was talking through my journey because that was my first console, and I played a lot with my siblings. I only remember the PS2 and the PS3. There's like minor variants, I should say. Like a lot of them, they were all the same mostly. It's just like I think some were like slightly different in some ways. Whatever, like hardware fixes. I think I don't know. I'm speaking out my ass because I'm not entirely sure. I know there's like a few. But I was talking about in that class about how I played that with my sisters and one of my cousins, how I used that to like really get close to them, and then eventually my cousin, who I spent a lot of time with at the time, because we were always at our grandparents' house every weekend because our parents didn't love us, so they ditched us to our grandparents. So every weekend we would hang out there, we'd be playing games and shit. They got a 360 because of course my uncles were richer than ours, so they actually got good consoles like right off the bat, and they had a 360 and I played games with them. I'm like, oh my god, this console's so cool, I need to get this. And it's because of them I actually started playing Call of Duty as a kid, because he had COD and I played COD with him, and I was like, damn, this game is fun. And so I got it for myself, and I became a COD kid because of it. PS2 was the sexiest design console ever. It had such a good design. It's very simple, but it works so well. Like, you don't need to go anywhere. Like amazing with it. It's like a brick in no sense, but it works so well because it's not even just a brick because it has like accentuating details and everything. But it's better than the fucking fridge that is like the new Xbox or whatever. Yeah, but remember, everything before it looked like cheap plastic boxes. True. This one had pizzazz. Yeah, I still remember back then, the main games I would play on my PlayStation 2 was 2 games I remember fondly. It was SmackDown vs. Raw 2005, which I don't have. I got that cooked from me. And Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I still own that one. I still play every time I want to be nostalgic. That is my shit. And the GameCube was just a plastic bottle, but it was my plastic bottle. It's the nostalgia, dude. That's what I'm saying. You get attached to that shit. You know, I kept a VCR because I have these old tapes that I have from my childhood. I'm not even supposed to be part of the generation that knows what a VCR is, but I still have one, you know? The PS2 was something that could be sitting next to your TV and look pretty slick. Exactly. I could play like DVDs and shit, which is cool. I'm pretty sure I can. I remember playing DVDs on it. What else happened? What else did I do? Dude, playing on I played that so much as a kid. Those 2 games. There were a lot of games I had at my actual home that I remember, but those 2 games were the games I played all the time growing up because those were the only 2 fun games my grandpa had. We had other games that I just straight up didn't like. Like at the time, there was an Into the Matrix game that I hated and I didn't have fun with, so I never played it. And we had one of the Madden games, one of the old ones, like I think it was 2006. And I did not care for it at the time because I did not care for football at the time, so I never even considered playing it. Oh my god, I remember that Matrix game. I wasn't good at it because I was a child, so I hated it. I don't even think, it probably would be a lot easier if I played it now, but like, I don't know. Night Duns, thank you for stopping by. What else? I also remember vaguely a few times we played like the older Grand Theft Auto games on the PS2 because I think my cousin owned it, but we weren't allowed to play those games, so we would hide them in like a cupboard, and every once in a while we would take them out of the secret hidden cupboard and just play the game, but very hidden. Before I tell you, can you tell us that you love us again, please? No, I hate you. Go fuck yourself and say goodbye to your country, nerd. I'm not clicking that clip. That clip's awful. Fine, I'll just use this. Yeah, use that to fall asleep at night while you cry yourself to sleep. Bitch! But yeah, eventually I got the 360 because of my cousin. Have you seen the Resident Evil 4 remake demo? They have a demo out? I'm gonna have to cop that shit if they made a demo. I want to play that. Because I'm genuinely very interested in that game. Because I played the RE2 remake, I played the RE3 remake. I do want to like actually play RE4 because I never played it before. And unlike RE2 and RE3, which I've seen some like spoiler. Okay, I didn't see spoilers really for RE3, but for RE2 I did see some spoilers and shit. But for RE4, I know the original game story, but I don't know what's gonna be in the remake. So it's gonna be a fresh experience for me. And I never played RE4 itself. I just know what happens because I'm one of those people that watches fucking videos. I was like, what happens in X game or whatever, you know? The fucking story recaps because I'm like too lazy to buy the game, but I'm still interested in how it turned out, you know? I watch those kind of videos a lot. Sometimes for the games I generally don't think I'm gonna buy. Like I watched one on like the Saw video games that existed. I'm never gonna play those games. I'm not interested in playing any of them, but I watched a video about them, so I know what happens. I played it on the GameCube. It was really fun. RE4? Yeah, I know it's the game everyone really loves. That's why I'm very interested about it. Because if they do it right, then it's probably gonna hit like a fucking dump truck. So, and I love me a good zombie game. That was my bread and butter growing up. I played so many zombie games. Like, I wish I could pull up my 360 library, because I played so many, some that were complete and utter dog shit. Like, there was a Walking Dead game. It was the Walking Dead Survival Instinct. That game is complete garbage, but I played it as a kid because I thought it looked cool, and I was really obsessed with zombie games. And it was so bad. I played like Dead Rising 2, not the first one, but the second one. Fun as hell. I played Dead Island. I played fucking COD Zombies. I already mentioned that earlier. I played the Walking Dead Telltale games because that technically counts. Shit, what else? I played Xbox like arcade game, State of Decay. Fuck, I can't remember any other zombie games. Left 4 Dead, definitely. I still own Left 4 Dead on my PC. Fucking love that game. That game's fun. That game's a lot of fun. I own the original and the second one. I own the Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmare expansion thing where they have like, I have a physical copy because they made physical copies with DLCs back then sometimes, so I own the physical copy for that game too because I thought it was fun as hell. Oh, that was so much fun. Oh, those games. Ugh, ugh. That was my first experience playing online with others. Left 4 Dead? Yeah. That was such a interesting experience. I was really bad at the game, so I would always play on like easy when I was a kid. Nowadays, I can handle probably higher difficulties. Probably not too many because like I'm not good at games that well, but I could probably play at least normal and not be embarrassed. So much fun as a kid. I was like, whoa, I can play with other people across the world. That was my experience with COD. Then I played multiplayer and then learned I shouldn't be playing multiplayer on COD. That was an experience. Excuse me. The demons are expelling out of me. I have a vivid memory of one of the first time I was playing multiplayer on COD. I was one of those kids that had a Kinect. Because that's the console we got. It came with it. So that was my mic at the time. And me and my sister were there, my youngest sister. And I was playing, and there was one dude with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was kind of high-pitched. I was like, oh my god, that's a child! And I ended up realizing I was his girlfriend, and I left before he, like, started cursing me out. And then I played Modern Warfare 2, that was interesting. Yeah, that's basically what happens. You learn shit. I learned very quickly that to get into an Xbox Live like party before going into multiplayer, if I go in multiplayer, or just play with my cousins in like private lobbies or shit, so I wouldn't have to deal with that. Because I wasn't about to. Not when I didn't have a headset or anything. I didn't want my parents to fucking execute me and ban me from playing the games I like to play. I mentioned like that was one of the first games I had. The other first game I really bought was a game called Saints Row 2. So that was something I played a lot with my cousin because I loved that game growing up. It was so much fun, especially with cheats and shit. You could just dig around in the open world, and I was like blissful. That's how I learned not to care what people say about me. Yeah, it's a good way. It's a good thing to learn at a young age, I guess. The first game technically I had on that console that I played came with the console. But I didn't buy it, so I didn't include it. But the first game I played on my 360 was Gears of War, the original. I sucked at it, but it was a lot of fun, and I never beat it as a kid because I sucked at it. But that was really fun. I think I got to the point where like some shit went down. You got like some new party members. I don't want to say what happens, but it's also like a really old game at this point, so you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot if you haven't known what happened yet, you know? Ugh. Dude, I miss like the times I had my 360 in a way. 'Cause I used to be so. Those times are so simpler. I'm going on an assault trip now. Fuck. I remember like not having homework at all after like elementary school and middle school, so we'd always do it at school. So at home I would just like go home straight on console, no bullshit, wouldn't even change the clothes. I was lazy, so I wouldn't even change the clothes, and would just go straight to the playing on the console. Because back then my parents didn't give a shit about like anything, so I would just wear the same clothes all day. And they love going out to eat, so I would just go out to eat in my school uniform all the time, not giving a shit. Ugh, that was stupid. I ended up kicking that habit. Who would have thought later on when I realized, wow, these uniforms are really uncomfortable. I should slip into something that like is actually made to be worn. I had an online friend group I would play Black Ops 1 and 2 with all the time. I made a lot of friends with people around my age growing up on the 360, but I also played a lot with like IRL friends and shit, because a lot of the people I had around me also had really bad parents that bought them like Call of Duty growing up. So I played a lot of those like M-rated games, shit like that, growing up with them. Not all of them. I still played like normal games like Minecraft with friends and shit like that growing up, but some of those memories were great. I remember, this is the stupidest thing I made my parents buy me. Well, I shouldn't say stupidest, but one of the things I kind of regretted in a way. I got my parents to buy me a Wii U because the few times I went to a friend's house and played on his Wii U, and I had fun because it was with my friend. I thought, it was in Nintendo Land, it was that fucking party game. So I thought, I could do this at our house, and I could do it with the family, and we could have fun. And that never happened because, of course, it was impossible to get everyone together to do it, and no one actually wanted to do it. So, fucking, I ended up just never fucking playing it. Just, same, except I got the Wind Waker one. Oh, dude, that's... At least I had some value out of it, because I did get some games for it that I liked playing. Like, I played the first Splatoon. I'm not good at it, but I bought the first Splatoon, and I beat the story mode, and that was a fun time. At least I played that for a good bit before stopping. Because again, it was on like the main like den TV, so my parents would get mad. Like, my dad would get mad at me every once in a while, but being on the thing would like kick me off after a while. Good times. I played so much Splatoon 1 that I'm still a little burnt out on it now. Damn. I didn't play it that much growing up, so that's why I can like play the newest one without like taking really like, oh my god, it's the same game, I'm so bored or whatever, you know? I was like that with COD, like after like Black Ops 3, because I got Black Ops 3 to play with friends. But after that, I was extremely burnt out on that game. So I did not play anything until like the newest Modern Warfare, because I was like, hey, I haven't bought a game in like 2 million years, might as well get this and have fun with it. And I did. It's a lot different, but I had fun with it. Fucking... What else did I play? Oh, handhelds. Dude, fucking DS growing up was the shits. It was also the shits. I played a lot of that with a lot of those like local player games with my sisters, because we all had DS's at the time. I forget what it's called. I think it was Wild World. My sisters, we had Animal Crossing Wild World, and because there were 4 of us, in that game you can have 4 different characters. So each one of us would have a character for that one save, and we would just go to town on it, you know? I think it was like something like you 4 shared a house or something. So we all shared the same save file and everything. We all had our own separate characters, did some separate things and everything. It was kind of cool, actually, thinking about it. It's just like perfect for us. But we had a lot of fun playing that. I think my sisters liked it more than I did, though, because I was never that much into that game series, but it was a little fun. At least as a kid. Pokemon. I played a lot of Black and White on my fucking DS, and my sister also played a lot of Pokemon. My youngest sister, and we would always battle each other, and I would like win most of the time because I was one of those kids where I fucking had a all attack team, no statuses whatsoever. Those are pussy attacks. We attack only in this one. Only physical and special attacks in this household. Nothing else. You ain't doing damage, you ain't winning. I played so much of Black and White 2. I beat Black and White, but I never beat Black and White 2, actually. Because I think I was obsessed with that movie maker side game, and I wanted to beat it, and I eventually just got burnt out. It was that and the fucking shit, I don't know what it's called. That like little mall that you can like set up that like hinged on you being around people, like a spot pass feature, a street pass feature for the 3DS had like street pass, and I would do that, try to like trigger it all the time going up with like my sister, because again she had a DS, so I'd like try to trigger it all the time with her copy, and I would try to like make my fucking mall thing the most complete thing. Yeah, I don't know why I was so obsessed with it, but that was my shit. I would do it like all the time on the way to school. I don't know why. I just stopped playing the game at that point. I was just doing that stuff. I was basically doing a gacha before gachas even existed. I'm trying to think of like what other games. I played so many games on the DS. One random thing that I played as a kid on the DS was the fucking Phoenix Wright, the first Phoenix Wright game. I don't know why I had it. It was on one of those. Okay. So my dad. He technically didn't buy that game legally. He had one of those like R4 chips. I think that's what they were called. Where they loaded a bunch of games on that thing at a very, very cheap price. And so I ended up playing it that way. And I didn't know what it was like, because I was a kid, you know? Otherwise I would actually like buy the game or whatever, but again, as a kid I didn't know. But I played the first Ace Attorney that way, and that's how I actually got introduced to that series. I didn't get that from much far into it. I never really played out the game, but I seen gameplay of it because I don't know, I always thought it was interesting and wacky. Shit, what else did I play on the original DS? Fuck, there was so many games. Oh shit, I'm trying. I'm trying really hard. There was the Mario Kart game that I had on the DS. I remember playing a lot with my cousins and them. Actually, I didn't own that. Because I remember... Oh, I'm remembering something like... I forget. The DS had that feature where you could just fucking temporarily like play the game if like you were with someone that like owned it and you wanted to play with them. They had that feature because they were fucking Giga Chats and were like, hey, you want to play multiplayer local with like your friend or whatever? Go ahead. And I thought that was so cool because like my cousins own Mario Kart, so but I didn't own it, so I would just hop on their shit all the time and just play Mario Kart with them. I completely forgot that was a feature. That shit was so cool. I didn't get into Ace Attorney until much later when I obtained it on my PC. Yeah, that's basically how it goes. Yeah, it's a wacky little series, and I didn't understand like most of the shit what was going on until like a lot later. That's a little bit of the fun, like going back to those older games where like half the shit you kind of just like realize like what they were going for, especially like story-driven games, man. It's like as a kid playing the Black Ops, like Call of Duty Black Ops story, I had no idea what was going on. And then later on I played it and I'm like, oh my god, this makes so much sense now. So it's like I actually have like brain function now instead of just me drooling out the mouth. I can actually understand what they're saying. I don't know. It's one of those interesting things. That's why I like playing some of them. I might want to obtain some of the older Fire games eventually. I tried playing some of the older ones. An older one. I tried to play the fourth one. But I mentioned this last time I was playing. I may try one of the GBA ones because like either Secret Stones or 7. But one of those two, I might try getting after Engage. I'm not entirely sure because I do want to eventually try to. I would love to try to get into something because some of them do look good still. Like the GBA ones, of course, look really good still, like nowadays. And I think it would be fun to play those. Like maybe not necessarily on stream, but just in general. Those things have a lot of charm, and it's alright. Or a story that I just don't know. It's something I'm interested in. I'm trying to think of like what else did I play as a kid, because there's so many games that are like there, but they're not really there. I'm like, I played a lot of bad games. I played a lot of popular games and a lot of bad games, and I thought the bad games were good because I had no taste growing up. I'm a baby bitch who used to rewinds in casual mode, so it's gonna take some time. Yeah, same. I mean, I wouldn't do casual mode, but I did resets all the time. Ugh. Those, oof. I would always fucking... That would be too sad about characters dying. That's why I like other games like XCOM, where it's like, they're meant to be like very, very expendable no-names. I would get way too attached to my characters, and I would like try to save them. Even though like, they're meant to be killed off, like, unceremoniously. I mean, I try not to have people die, but if I'm like 1 or 2, I'm just like, oh well, they'll just come back next time. Yeah, that's why casual mode is like very, very beginner friendly. Cause I play first on casual mode because it makes sense, you know. But I remember watching videos about the older games. Like some of the older games are very much designed around more or less encouraging you to embrace the death mechanic of it, because they will give you units late game that are serviceable, you know, shit like that. Like, yeah, they will reward you by investing in the units, the early on units, but they won't screw you if you fuck up, because shit happens, you know? No one's perfect. Okay, a lot of people are perfect in that game, but, you know, no one's actually perfect. I'm trying to think about what else. Oh, you know what game I would love to get a remake that I haven't played in forever? The Dead Rising, like the first 2 at least, the Dead Rising games, because I only played the second one. I only ever played the second one, and that game was so much fun as a kid. You could get a buddy, and you could just go to town on those fuckers. Oh, as a kid, that was mwah, peak. But they never, I think they only like did a port to the like Xbox One, PS4 consoles. Cause I remember I couldn't fucking backwards compatible play that game, and I was salty about that for like 2 million years. So I wanted to play it, but I couldn't play it. So I was like, fine, I won't play the fucking game. I'm not fucking buying it again, because I thought it was stupid as hell. Just let me play the older games again, please. That's why I think PC, I switched to PC nowadays. It's like I don't have to worry about like stuff being like worry about backwards compatibility or any bullshit like that, because it's just there on the computer. You can just get it, and it's there. And if it gets a graphical update, it just gets a graphical like update, I guess. Or unless they fully remake the game, but that's an entirely different thing, you know? Or remaster, I should say. But it won't prevent me from playing the older ones if I choose it. Oh my god, I hate my Xbox One being like, what do you mean I can't play this obscure 360 child? Dude, the Xbox, like, Live Arcade had so many, like, weird games. I remember, I don't even think this was on my 360 when I, like, busted it out, like, one time. There was a game that was on the arcade that was called like Super Amazing Wagon Adventure. Some really, really, really like small game that I thought was like stupid fun. It was goofy. It wasn't like anything amazing or anything like that. It was a goofy little like arcade game. But I remember I couldn't play anywhere else outside of that like fucking 360 arcade, and then eventually it just disappeared. Or like there were many like games. A lot of them were free, granted, or like cheap, where they would have your fucking Xbox 360 avatar, dude, messing around with whatever. Like, I remember there was that Doritos Crash Course game on the 360 that you could just do, like, essentially, like, Wipeout on the fucking console for free. I'm pretty sure. I think it was free. And that was a lot of fun. Oh my god, I was so good at that. Like, that was really fun. I don't really see a lot of those games anymore because most free games are, like, gotchas and shit, but, yeah. I miss Cash Course too. Yeah, like shit like that. I miss playing those games. Those were unique in certain ways. And one thing I really do appreciate I really like throughout the Xbox games and shit, my series with them, is that they gave me a lot of free games and then introduced me to a lot of new series. Like, I mentioned XCOM earlier. The only reason I got into that game series was because XCOM Enemy Unknown was fucking free at some point, and I ended up getting it. I was like, I'm gonna cop this sucker and play it, and I ended up having such a fun time with it. Ugh, that was beautiful. Ugh. Getting like quality games for free. One thing I did get for free that I remember was that this is the one story I mentioned earlier. Like with Dead Rising 2, they ported it and like graphical update, remaster, or whatever to the Xbox One. And I'm like, I'm not gonna buy the same game again. I did the same thing with the original Watch Dogs because I owned it on 360. I bought it with the fucking Seasons Pass on the 360. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy the same game again for my Xbox One because I have Xbox One now. That's stupid. So, lucky me, eventually got it for free again through the fucking free game system. And I'm like, finally, I can replay the game. I can't do the DLC stuff, but it's not that important. I just want to play the main game because, didn't care for the DLC that much. So I just played the main game again. I think that was like one of the few games they tried to like do a lot of the side activities for and everything, because they didn't have many, so I was like okay with doing them. And I liked the fact they gave you like a little side mission after all of it, you know? That was a lot of fun. I never bought any other Watch Dogs games though, because I thought, I don't know. I thought like everything after wasn't as good, in my opinion. Maybe the gameplay was better, but like I don't know. Wasn't my cup of tea after that. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Watch Dogs. Yeah, I was only bought into it because I thought it was, again, as a kid, I thought it looked really, really sick with all the trailers and shit. Like, they bait you really hard with that shit, you know? Good old cinematic trailers making the game look way much better than it is. Also, that one was notorious for the in-game trailers being different from how it was, you know? Who would have thought? You know what's also an interesting thing? Growing up, and I also had a Wii, and for some reason, my parents would always get like a bunch of bargain bin Wii games. So I had an absolute excess amount of Wii games for a long time, original Wii games, and some were complete dog shit. I had a copy of a fucking M&M like Mario Kart ripoff racing game. And I remember playing it once, and I hated it, so I never played it again. But I owned it. It was awful. It had like all the M&Ms, you know, the red one, the blue one, fucking all, and it was something. I still had fun with it, but it was oosh, you know. I'm trying to think of like there were still like notable ones that I played on the Wii because it's the fucking Wii, you know. It had a lot of amazing games. I just can't remember too many. I remember I played Brawl. That was the game I was so hyped for because that one had a story mode. It was so much fun. It really had so many shovelware games. They really did, and I had way too much. I was like, what was a noble game that I owned on the Wii? Because basically, like, no third-party games were there. Because why the hell would you? Well, they had to have third-party games, but a lot of them were shit compared to the other games. So there was no point. Fucking, what was out on the Wii? I can't remember because it's been such a long time. Oh, I would see Wii games all the time. I'm sure you own a game called Wii Play. Yeah. That was the party game one, wasn't it? I owned Wii Music. I owned Wii Sports, of course. I owned Wii Sports Resort, which had the little, like, nunchuck thingamaboppers on it that was sick as hell. I thought that was just a Wii Sports, but better. The one that came with the free remote. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now, yeah. I had Wii Fit because I think that my parents got that because I thought they would use it or whatever. I don't know. But then our fucking pad broke, so we just ended up not using it. Not like it helped anyway. We had the Mario game, Mario Galaxy. That's one of the notable Wii ones we had. We had Mario Galaxy. That one was fun. I remember the game. They made it to be a two-player game, but the second person only like helped collect like stars and like coins and shit, and they were just extremely utterly useless. I don't know why they said it was a two-person like player game. I didn't play a Zelda game until like the Switch, actually, surprisingly. I don't know why. I just was uncultured back then. Oh god, I'm gonna look up like Nintendo Wii games so I can like actually think about what I had. Cause I just cannot have it come to my brain. Because I know I had so many. Some of them had to be like decent. Oh, I didn't have Wii Play. I had Wii. No, I did have Wii Play, but I have Wii Party too. That's what I was thinking of. Damn. I had the Guitar Hero game on the Wii. Me neither. My first Nintendo game was Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it was still a really good introduction. So, like, I might try. I would love to try maybe one of those old games back then. I don't know though. Oh, I had Just Dance games and shit like that. And now looking back on this, I realize, damn, I didn't really have many Wii games. I didn't have that much of a Wii game like library, despite having like a metric shit ton. Weird. Maybe I just had like a bunch of shovelware shit. I was just looking at like the quote unquote like most famous ones and all, and a lot of it I did not play. I don't know why. The first like, when I think of Wii games, the first one I remember playing, I didn't even play a lot of, was a game called like, it was like De Blob or something, and it was just like, it had like a very Splatoonish aesthetic, except you played as like a blob of ink, and you're trying to like throw paint everywhere. It's like a single player game. And they had a sequel, and I just remember that being advertised, and I thought, oh, I want that game, and so I ended up getting it. There was some other one called, like, Boom Blocks, I think, that I thought looked interesting. That was also shit. But I got it, because I thought, hey, it looked cool on TV, so it must be good, right? No. No. I was very susceptible to advertisements as a kid, if you could not tell. They really did advertise so many shits to us. I still remember so many. Like, there was that fucking... I can't remember a lot of them offhand, but I remember one of them was like some sand thing. It's like some magic sand, whatever it was, that you could like have up in a little like play set, and you could like, it would dry, so it would be like hard or whatever. You can like turn it into shapes or whatever. I thought, oh my god, this is so cool, I have to have it. And so I got it for Christmas one year, and I ended up not playing with it that much. I was a little shit kid. Didn't appreciate his toys. I do remember one thing that was advertised to me as a kid that I did end up get, and this is the reason why I'm mentioning this. I don't remember the name, but they would give you these like little beads, and you would put these little beads like in like a little tray, and you would make like essentially like pixel art kind of things, where you would like put like different colored dots down to make like a 2D dot-like art on like this tray, and then you would spray it with like water or something, leave it like to dry under this like contraption or whatever, and it would turn out like solid, and you would have this like little art thing. And I thought, wow, this is really cool, and I got it. Now, Aqua Dots, it was something like that. I think it was Aqua Dots. It sounds like Aqua Dots. The main reason why I'm bringing this up is not because it's nostalgic, but I found out, like, somewhat recently that, like, they had to be called the thing, because if you eat those beads, it's essentially like LSD. And I just remember that as a kid, I'm like, Damn! If I was a different kind of kid growing up, I would have been fucked up. But I didn't eat my toys, so I ended up being okay. But in a different universe, you know, a different Waffles was formed that day, where you just took a mouthful of beads and went nom and had like a trip of his life. Good times, good times. But now, we have all the games in Now years. Oh, dude. One game series I just remembered off the bat was the Assassin's Creed series. I played a lot of those games. I started with the third one because I saw a lot of trailers for the third one. I thought, wow, American Revolution, it was really cool. So I copped it and was like, this game is really fun. I would love to play like the next one or whatever. And then 4 came out, and I spent so much time. I only spent a lot of time into the third game. I spent so much time in the fourth one because both games were so much fun. And then I remember my dad bought me Brotherhood. And that one, again, really fun. That was the only one I ever played of the Ezio trilogy, and it was just so much fun as a kid. Holy fuck. I did think, like, Brotherhood, I was, like, a little sad. So, like, you only played, like, mainly in one place rather than, like, 3, which, like, hey, you can play in, like, Boston and New York or whatever. And 4, which is, like, the entire, like, fucking Caribbean, which was awesome. But still, really fun game. Oh, the entire game series. Well, I shouldn't say the entire game series, but those early games, oh, great. Massive nostalgia born for them. Big one. What else did I play as a kid? There's so many games I played as a kid. I would love to just, like, go through my 360 games and just go to town, like, reliving everything, being like, oh yeah, I remember playing that. Oh, I remember playing that. We mentioned Resident Evil earlier, but my first experience with Resident Evil was not with any mainline game. Actually, it was, but I didn't own the game. My first ever experience with a Resident Evil game was the Resident Evil 6 demo, and I never bought Resident Evil 6. I just played the demo, and I was like, I've had enough. I've seen enough. I'm fine. But I would just play the demo over and over again, and I thought that was enough for some reason. I don't know why. I just did. Mine was a Code Veronica, but didn't play it. I just watched my brother play it. It'd be like that sometimes. I remember watching, back on my PlayStation 2 days, I remember watching my sister beat Kingdom Hearts. Because I remember the fucking white void area and all that shit, and I thought, wow, this shit looks weird. I didn't know how the game worked. I just remember my sister, it's not my youngest sister, but it's my middle older sister, because I have 3 older sisters, so it gets complicated. But my middle oldest sister was beating the game, and I was watching her beat, and I thought, damn, I don't even know how to get here, because I never really knew how to play the game. Ugh. Interesting thing as a kid, interesting things. I remember on the PlayStation 2 there was one Pirates of the Caribbean game that I kept trying to play because I thought it was really cool. But I could never get past, like, most of the levels. I got, like, to the 3rd level and I could never get past it. And I think the main reason is that, like, after I died, I started a new game instead of, like, a checkpoint or something. So I would basically be trying to, like, get through the entire game with no deaths because I didn't know how games worked. Because I was stupid. Ugh. The magic of save states. Magic of save states. Iron Man mode, let's go. I apparently was an Iron Game kid without knowing how Iron Man's worked. I also remember playing one of the... I don't remember the name, but it was a Tomb Raider game on the PlayStation 2, and I had no idea how it worked. I got into like the first like open worldish area, and I was like completely lost, and I never got past it. Good times, good times. God, I have like so many vague memories playing games. There were so many games I played. I mentioned again earlier, I played a lot of Black Ops, Call of Duty. I bought a few of the DLCs for that game because I played a lot of zombies, and the only way to get zombies maps is to buy the DLC. So I bought one. I bought the only one, in my opinion, that really mattered, and that was the Moon one, because Moon was the shit. So I ended up getting not just that, but like the 4 original maps from the World of War game, which I did eventually get like anyway. So oops. But that I didn't have the DLC for that, so it didn't matter. But I remember a weird thing was that my disc was like cracked somehow. So both the zombie map for 5 and the zombie map for Moon itself would just break my game every time I load in. So I just couldn't play those games like those maps anymore. And you know, that would be a really bad thing for a kid. But I ended up just moving past it and just living with it. I don't know why. I didn't like try to fix it or anything. I was just like, okay, it's fine, it's whatever. Shit happens. I don't know how some of my like early games got so badly damaged. Because like again, I mentioned earlier, the other game I bought like first was Saints Row 2. That game completely broke. The disc was busted. I don't know what I did to it to really bust it, but apparently I did enough mishandling of that game where I actually broke the fucking disc itself. Somehow I managed to pull that fucking feat. 8-year-old me was apparently like on a crack and just loved to break the disc, but I ended up having to get an entire another copy of the game just to play it, but because of some bullshit, they still have all the save data and shit, so it didn't really matter that much. It was more like just confirming that the game itself was, you know, the game. I feel like I remember breaking a disc, but I forgot the game, yeah. Like snapping it in half. Okay, I never snapped it in half, but you can visibly see damage, like mostly around the middle area. That's where you can see like a lot of the damage. And I think there were just a lot of scratches and shit on it. It was like, no, it's too much, bro. Game retired. It's done. Give the ceremonial field goal and then kill it. But yeah, nowadays I don't play nearly as often. I still play the games and shit, like obviously, but I don't play nearly as much as I used to. Oof. Oh god, looking at some of the scratches games I own, I'm just like, oh god, that's a lot of scratches. Literally, I don't know what the fuck I was handling in my fucking disc with. Fucking claws? Like, I fucking scratched the motherfucker out of my games. Oh no. And I thought like the good old like cheek, like hot breath huff on the disc and wiping it with your shirt was good enough to make the game work. If it's having issues. I don't know, I'm just brain dead. I don't know where I learned that from, but I did. I would do that for my... I think I learned it from my DS time, because I mentioned I played mostly black and white, but that wasn't my first Pokemon game. My first Pokemon game was actually Heart Gold, but that copy ended up bricking because it was too dirty. I didn't realize it was dirty. They didn't know how to clean it, but it would work better every time I blew like on the cartridge and like in the cartridge slot. So I would do that every time before trying to play it, so it would actually like work until it eventually just like completely bricked. That was a thing. I remember building cartridges back in my day. Yeah, I guess like, yeah, the DS stuff still counts as a cartridge. It's just like not the typical cartridges people remember like blowing and shit. Take sips of water. God. I still remember playing... I had a friend that even spat... Ugh, I don't even know. No. That's too far, my guy. You don't spit on... That's gross. That's so nasty. Like, my brain thought, like, I couldn't even put, like, water on them. That's why I couldn't, like, clean them properly. Because, like, you can't put water on them. They're fucking... electronics. I'm off to bed. Night Dropshire, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. That's why I'm thinking, like, fucking, couldn't clean them. Because, like, you can't put water in electronics. Because I knew that as a kid. Like, I knew that. Like, I was smart enough to know that, but I'm like, thinking, oh, the blowing will work because it will push it out without actually liquefying it. I'm like, giga-brained as a kid, but no, I was just stupid. I didn't know how alcohol worked in cleaning things. Like, yeah, I don't dip it in it, but like, rubbing alcohol or whatever. Can just do a little, like, and just, next thing you know, it's clean. It doesn't hurt anybody. At least nowadays, I know how to handle my shit with care, and because I don't want anything to explode. Like, I remember being uber cautious. Jizzy, Toaster, I'm gonna throw you out a window, I hope you know this. I remember being uber cautious when I first got my Switch. Because I heard about, like, oh, the screen, you know, the dock hurts the screen, and will scratch the screen, you gotta make sure you get, like, a screen protector. I'm like, oh, I don't have a screen protector with my Switch because I got it for Christmas. So I would get a cloth, like a soft cloth, and, like, I jammed it into the thing, so it wouldn't, like, touch the fucking Switch. That's the first thing you say to me after waves. You could see me, like, anytime and interact with me. You just choose to come here, call me Jizzy. Well, what do you expect? Bitch. You miss me going on a complete and utter nostalgia trip from, like, entire console series, game series, the whole shebang bang. It was funge. I feel like that's just happening a lot here. I'm not talking about a lot of recent shit or whatever. I'm just going, dude, I remember when this was a thing. I talk also a lot about my school shit a bit. Speaking of college stuff right now, what else is going on? I'm trying to remember some stuff because my brain is still vague there. I hate doing labs. I have a chemistry lab, and I do not like doing it because the fucking language there is, like, instructions to shit is extremely and utterly verbose. Like, a lot of this shit we're doing is very cut and dry shit. It's not hard. But the language they use is, like, excessively long to just say, measure some shit empty. And I'm like, just say that, please. You don't need to treat me like a toddler, please. Because it led me to be confused about certain things and just doing the wrong shit. Like, I did a quote-unquote experiment today with a partner and all, where we're just supposed to, like, take some salt things, and you're supposed to, like, heat them up to... It was a hydrate. If you don't know what a hydrate is, it's just, like, some thing with, like, water inside it. So you're supposed to heat it to get the water off, so you can, like, just end up with a different thing, and you're supposed to weigh that. But because of the way the wording was mentioned in the thing, I was like thinking, oh, you could just put any amount in there as long as it's, like, weight and all, because the weight doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. No, they wanted a specific amount in the thing, and I'm like, oh, why the fuck did you mention this? And they did, but, like, the step before, they mentioned an entire thing about heating up the thing itself and then measuring it. And I'm like, you went to, like, a 12-step thing to measuring an empty thing to heating it all when it was completely unnecessary. And I'm just like, what is this book? It's giving me a brain aneurysm just reading it. It's just ugh. I hated it. Also, I saw that hydrate, but damn, I need to pour some water because I drank it all. I'm still, like, doing the stuff itself. It's just the reading hurts my brain. I have no brain. Someone please give me their brain so I can, like, use it. It's not working out. I'm demanding it. It takes it. I said. What else is going on? I'm developing a sort of bad habit in one of my classes. I'm taking a music class, alright, and it's easy, because it's a music class, who would have thought. It's just all you do is learn about, well, this class, all you do is learn about classical music and some stuff around it, and you answer this question on it. Very basic shit. But because it's really, really easy, I'm getting a bad habit of sleeping in class because I'm really tired sometimes. And I would just go there and be like, yeah, just learning about Mozart, or they're just playing a video with like music going on and shit. You don't have to pay attention for those. So I just zone out, and next thing you know, I'm knocked out. And then I wake up late. I'm like, oh, what? I'm flashing back to high school moments all over again. And it's not a good thing, right? I know that, but it's not an A in the class, so it's not that big of an issue, I guess. It's just bad habits. Could be worse. Could be not going to class, but I still go. Still go. Dude. Last weekend, I touched grass with one of my friends. We got lunch, and then we went to a secondhand bookstore. I think that's the proper place to call it. Cause my friend, he's a big nerd, but he's like way more into like comics and like graphic novels, shit like that. So he would go to these places for that mainly. They had like manga and shit there and other stuff there, but he would mainly go for there. But I mainly just hung around the manga section, which was right next to it, because I was curious what they got there. And he's also like an anime and shit like that, so he cares about some of it too. He's just not that big of a weeb. But I remember looking around and being like, damn, I don't recognize some of these series, or damn, this series sucks. Or damn, I know this series, you know? There was some interesting stuff there. Like, I didn't know the Nier Automata had a fucking manga, but I saw a Nier Automata manga and I took a photo of it because I was like, damn, look at this, it's a fucking Nier manga. It was interesting. Or they they had collections for like all the basic ones, like the Naruto collection, the One Piece collection, shit like that. My friend, he's a massive like collector dude. That's his hobby and shit. He likes collecting shit. So he would buy like graphic novels of shit that he really likes, shit like that. He wants those physical copies instead of reading it online. So he recently is trying to get like, I don't want to say all of them right off the bat because he's getting more about college students. But he recently got, like while we were there, like a hardcover copy of Fullmetal Alchemist's second volume. Because he only owned the first one, but he got the second one while we were there. And I know for a fact he owns some of the hard-covered JoJo's things. I don't know to what part, I think it's like up to, I don't know what's ever translated. He owns a lot of them. Because he's a massive fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so he owns a lot of the hardcovers for that. But I could never... it's so much money, because like, the one book is like $20, and I'm like, fuck. Like, the entire thing, because they had like most of it, but like they had the last part, so I know like the ending amount. There's like 18 volumes of hardcover books for Fullmetal Alchemist. It's like doing quick math and all. That's like 20 times 18. That's fucking. Give me a sec. I don't know what 2 times 18 is off the bat. And it's like $320, like just for all that. Like, it's really awesome if you do want a collection of all of them. That's his hobby, so you know, no judgment. That's what he likes to do. But that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money, bro. I couldn't. I would go broke. Like, again, they look amazing, and I do understand his one for them. It's really good. I cannot see myself getting that shit because I would leak money on my wallets, you know? It's awful. What else is going on? Yeah, oh, dude, why were people also there? They had a movie sections and shit, and we saw an entire, like, fleet of Resident Evil movies, because they made so many, and they're all shit. They're all garbage. But there were so many here. There was, like, easily, like, 15 or so just Resident Evil movies, and they were just complete garbage. I just looked at them in, like, utter shock because I wasn't expecting to just get bombarded with that shit. There was just so many there. They had a anime section too, and there wasn't really anything of note. The only thing that I found kind of funny was they put Avatar there. So, like, if you're one of those people that I believe, hey, Avatar is in an anime because they put it in the anime section, so get triggered, or you're wrong, or whatever. I don't care. I just want to piss people off. So you're wrong. I'm sorry. Get bent. Fuck my leg. What else? I'm trying to think of, like, I'm trying to think of, like, new games or shit that I'm, like, looking forward to, or, like... Oh, wait, there is one thing that I actually think is cool. Is it bad that I low-key want to go see that Cocaine Bear movie? Like, I saw a lot of trailers for that shit, and I know going into that, if I go see it, like, going into what kind of movie it is, it's not gonna be... I'm not expecting to be world-class story, but I'm expecting to be stupid as shit. And I think if you go in with that kind of mindset for, like, a movie like that, I think you're gonna get some enjoyment out of it, you know? That shit just radiates stupidity from what I've seen from the trailers and shit. I kind of want to just go see it so I can just look at how stupid it is, because it seems so fucking dumb. This shit seems amazing. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Ugh. I think it's doing really well in the... I shouldn't say really well. I think here it's doing well in the box office. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, you have to fact check me. But good for them, at least. I always think to myself that I have a decent knowledge. Oh, I shouldn't say knowledge. I have a decent intuition when it comes to movie trailers and shit, where I can, like, decently determine, like, hey, which one's shit or not. There's so many times I see a movie and go, wow, I gotta see this person, and I'm really enjoying it. I don't have many bad experiences with movies. Yeah, I'm kind of basic in the sense of I tend to like things a lot more, where I go with, like, I go with low expectations a lot of the times, or I go in not really expecting anything, and I just go in with the intention of enjoying the movie. I don't get enjoyment of trying to, like, rip it apart from, like, the get-go. So I always go in with, like, a fresh mind, and I always end up really enjoying it. But a lot of the times, I mostly get people backing me up, or, like, they win an award or something from how good it is. So it's like, it's not just me at this point, you know? I don't see a lot of movies in general, so it's not like I'm a connoisseur, but I do have a good luck streak with that shit. Because, like, the last movie, shit, what is the last movie? Actually, that last movie I saw in person was the Demon Slayer movie, but of course that one did well, but I'm not gonna count that. The last one that I did well, that I also saw before, that was the Spider-Man movie, the newest one. And that one printed money. That one was pretty good. I thought that one was really enjoyable. Yeah, I know some people around, like, had some issues with it. But it's honestly a very, very enjoyable movie, and I'm not the only one who enjoys it for different reasons. Maybe a little nostalgia baby, but it's still extremely enjoyable. I don't watch a lot of Marvel movies though. I'm not one of those people. I have friends, like I mentioned that friend earlier that I went to that secondhand bookstore with, that he's a graphic novel. They're massively into Marvel, DC, shit like that. Comic book nerd. Not me. It's funny because I would hear him like talk a lot about like, oh yeah, in this universe or whatever, or this thing, and I'll be like, like half understanding what the hell he's talking about most of the time. So I have some knowledge of like most of the shit, but like I don't know if most of these people are. I don't know who these guys are. I'm not that kind of like nerd. Like, he's my friend, so I'm going to listen to him because again, I love his company, and he's very passionate about that shit. But I don't know what you're talking about, my man. Please help me. The only like Marvel movies I think I saw in person were like big ones. There's two. The only one I saw the two big boy ones, which was Endgame and fucking No Way Home. And then the only one before that I saw was fucking Doctor Strange because someone invited me out to it, and I was like, sure, fuck it, I'll go watch it. And I saw it, and that was enjoyable, but I know that's like the only ones I actually saw. I remember, actually, I take that back because one day my friend's like, you're gonna watch all the movies chronologically. I'm like, okay, whatever, I want to hang out with friends anyway, so I might as well do it. And we got through like a few movies, like 2, I think, and we never did it again. That's mainly one thing my friend group in high school did a lot. We watched a lot of movies together. At least try to like get together. We just binge watch the movies, whatever. I saw some really, really good ones that way. A lot of interesting ones. They were determined to show me Star Wars one time, so they dragged me. I was like, you're gonna watch all of them, and by all of them I mean all of them chronologically, because they have a hard boner for things going in chronological order for some reason. So, but they didn't, and instead of actually like watching the entire thing, we watched the first movie, and they skipped the second one because it's like, oh, nothing really happened in the second one. The second one's Scarborough or whatever. And then we watched the third movie for the meme potential, and that was it. We ended with that. We never followed up on it because I'm not that interested. Like, it's cool and all, but I'm not that interested. It's not my thing, you know? So, it's just funny. Like, these are beloved franchises, of course. I'm not dissing anyone for loving them. They have a lot of good merits. It's just not my cup of tea. So, I'm not obsessed with them. Like, I know some stuff. I know what happens. It's just not my thing. I don't care to watch it. Be like that sometimes. I do know one thing though, my friends. They try to force. This is a different experience, but instead of me being the one forced to watch something, I was trying to force another friend to watch something. But it makes sense in context, okay? So, my friend group, like me, my best friend, and another dude, another friend. There's more to us than that, but mainly us three really love the Bridge series. Mainly the Hellsing Ultimate Bridge. We all knew that one. We all watched that one. That one was fucking. We love that shit. But me and my best friend fucking watched all of the SAO Bridge series, which is still going, by the way. Good series. Fucking love that shit. But we had a friend, that's the third friend, never watched it. So we're like, bro, you gotta watch this. So every once in a while, we're forcing you to watch this, and we would get through like the first few episodes or whatever, and then we would just stop and be like, we'll watch it later. Maybe like a year passing or whatever, and we would just never finish. We would never like watch it in its entirety. It would be hilarious. We're really inconsistent with that shit. We always be like getting around to it later. We're gonna do it later, and then we just don't. We don't. Consistency, bro. Consistency. They're just like me for real, for real. You know, I talked a lot about video game stuff because of the speech I had to do yesterday. I didn't even go through the entirety of what I actually said. I did talk about like, oh, my 360 stuff like that. A lot of the main speech was about like how, again, my personal experience with it, about like how that led me to the friends I have today, or made friends wherever, you know. And it's true, because without games, I wouldn't really have much of experience I had with my friends I had throughout high school and shit like that. That's how I maintain those friendships, because we're fucking nowhere near each other in person right now. So that's how we connect. We fucking boot up Discord, or we're gonna fucking call and call each other fucking names and shit, or say extremely suggestive things to each other, because that's what friends do. Yes, I'm saying I'm admitting this shit. Don't take it on a thing, okay? It's just jokes. Please understand. But you know, it's just what we did. I remember one thing though that like throughout high school is that one of my best friends, different best friend, I knew this man since fucking elementary school. He never played many games. The only game he really liked playing was fucking Minecraft. And you know, growing up, I really liked that game, so I was cool with it. But he wanted to make a Minecraft server in high school. I thought, okay, cool, you know, it's fine, whatever, because it's gonna be just us with a bunch of guys we know. And it was a lot of fun for a while. Oh god, I dipped out of that thing like years ago because because it's high school. So this should have been inevitable. But like, it became a drama-filled cesspit that just leaked bullshit out of every orifice. Oh my lord, that shit had so much shit going on. We had guys getting mad at other guys over like basic shit. It's like, it's just Minecraft, bro. Like, let your hair down. What do you want? Like, I know you guys don't like each other, but like, don't have like a fucking miniature like yelling match over block game. Like, dude, the fuck you? What do you want? Like, I had this one guy. I think it was junior year, or was it sophomore year? One of the two. I think it was junior year. This man, I didn't like him that much, I'll admit, but he had a lot of issues. Not like actual, but my man was just not a good dude. So there was some game thing that we were doing where it's like, oh, yo, fishing, whoever gets like the X amount of loot like wins, you know, shit like that. I was playing with a lot of people, and my friend sent to their server like employed people to be like fucking head honcho guys, making sure shit doesn't get like abused or whatever, because he had a fucking 2 million rules because he's mental for some fucking reason. He wanted to treat it like an actual like public server or whatever, even though it really wasn't. Not the point. Regardless, he obviously made me like help out because we were really, really good friends, so he trusted me. So I was like, sure, I'll help out because, you know, he's my fucking friend. I wouldn't deny that shit. So I am like I am now, when I screw a lot of my friends. So naturally, I was messing around with people a little bit. Not anything too violent. I wasn't like full on like just making sure their like days were and all. But I was just being a little goofball. I was having a little bit of fun. My man got completely enraged and like legitimately told me to I probably shouldn't say this on Twitch, to basically no-promote myself because of block game. And I'm like, huh? My guy, What? Really? like, just shit like that. Like, eventually let me just, like, back away from everything from that cesspit. Cause it's like, dude, it's a fucking game. Let your hair down. Have a little bit of fun, you know? Cause I'm not ruining your day. I wasn't doing anything that was, like, inhibiting him from having fun. But my guy just, like, had a massive, like, hate boner that day and just wanted me fucking off. He just, oof. That was a time of my life. There was a bunch of other drama shit that came out of there. Oh my lord. But a lot of that came after, like, I stopped playing that as much as I did. So I mostly heard it secondhand. I was like, this was interesting. At a certain point where you're, like, so disconnected from it, you're just, like, low-key enjoying it, just, like, eating it with popcorn, like, oh, damn, this is kind of interesting. She said, what? Oh, no. You know? And by the way, this dude that I'm talking about, yeah, my guy got so, like, I called it from the outright. I'm like, feeling like, this dude, I don't like this guy. I don't want to associate with him. Basically everyone else started agreeing with me. It's like, oh, we don't like this guy. He's a piece of shit. You're like, you don't think so? And one thing that annoyed me so much is that, like, I'm not one to hold grudges, but my friends forgive too easily. And they said, oh, he's changed. I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, right? It's like, I hear that a lot. And then he just does the same shit. And then they're like, oh, we don't like him again. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You fucking believed him when he didn't. It was fucking lying through his teeth. And they went like Vincent repeat all throughout the rest of high school. And I'm like, you guys are fucking insane. What are you doing? It led me to, like, really, like, hard distance from, like, that area, because I did not want to talk to that one guy. I was still good friends with a good chunk of people there, but it's just like, y'all are not learning your lesson, so I don't want to, like, be involved. But, again, high school shit. I'm not mad or anything like that. I just know, like, don't be around a guy that's a dick, you know? Kind of no-brainer. Who would have thought, you know? Also, the amount of relationship drama in high school, like, Jesus Christ. I could, like, get an entire thing of popcorn here, like, my friends, like, talking about, like, XYZ person is UIX person, or X cheating on Q, and I'm like, this is why I don't date. just sitting back, like, hearing all this shit. I'm like, friends or whatever, hearing people shit talk. I'm like, wow, it's kind of interesting. It's the beauty of shit. It's the beauty of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I still hear some stuff, like, mainly about one of my friends' girlfriend, because she's kind of bonkers, but that's a different story. I don't want to get into that. That's a bit much, because that's still going on. I don't want to say shit about a person that I may have. I don't think I have wrong conceptions about her, but I don't know. People do change, and I do want to believe that, but I haven't personally talked to her in too many years. I shouldn't say years. I haven't talked to her in, like, more, like, a while. So I can't really say anything. But what I will say, though, is that it is sometimes mildly entertaining to look at things from the sidelines and not comment or really get involved, but just peer. I won't stoke the flames, but I will watch with my eyes. I won't lie. I will be looking menacingly at you, going, wow. It's mildly entertaining, alright? That's, like, growing up, right? This is gonna sound awful, but I think I'm not the only one with this phase. But growing up on the internet or in YouTube and shit, I used to watch those fucking trash drama channels. Like, I thought it was interesting. It was complete garbo entertainment, but I used to watch that shit. This shit that makes you go, wow, I'm mad at this person now, whatever. And I grew out of it, because, you know, it's people I do not give a shit about, so it doesn't matter to me. But, you know, people that I do, you know and I'm involved with, I do care about a bit, you know? So I'm like, I'm just looking at them going, whatever, you know? Just shit like that. Also, the amount of family drama that goes on, oh fuck. Well, there's not really much that goes on anymore. Because once you're like just completely cut off, it's like, it kind of ends there. But like, fucking, when it was popping off, you know, it's popping off. So there's some stuff, like I hear my father complain about my uncle like all the time, but at certain points I get to agree where you just want him to shut the fuck up, because you do not give a shit, because you don't talk. My dad complains about his brother and my uncle a lot. I don't talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. He is made it very clear why my uncle is not a good person, and I do not wish to associate it with him because he is not a good person, objectively. So I don't want to hear about him, and he talks about him quite frequently. I'm just sitting here like, okay, he wants to vent, he can vent, it's whatever, but I do not care. No. This shit is. This is how shit is. But yeah, I think maybe now's a good time to really call it as is. I went on for a good bit. It's not too long or anything, but it's not short either. I had a good time. Again, it's mostly just me dicking around, trying about whatever, and recapping everything that went on while he was dead. I can't really think of any good stories or whatever, because some of it is, it's vague now, because I'm expected to be back a lot sooner than it was. But, yeah. With the internet back, I'm going to be on a more consistent stream schedule again, and it will be just returning to form like it used to be. Expect more. I am streaming basically all this weekend because I hate myself. I wanted to pump out 4 things at least as much as I can this weekend. So tomorrow is Fire Emblem. Saturday I have a Splatoon stream with Sarah. Sunday I have I'm doing more Fire Emblem, but I'm just gonna call it here. I don't think I'm gonna wait anyone. I only have like 3 viewers. It's not that impressive. It's not that important at the moment, so I'm just gonna end it here. Thanks everyone for coming, and I'm going to disappear.